All right, so this is a review and reaction, or more or less a review on Busta Rhymes' album Extinction Level. I can't even pronounce my word properly. Extinction Level Event to the Wrath of God. Um, the artwork is basically a person, a human. I'm assuming it's in a human, and it's just their skull. They got a face mask on, and I guess yeah, it's black in black and white. You know, had I not watched part of well, had I not watched Busta Rhymes Drink Champ interview, um, where he was discussing the theme of why he names his song like this, not song but the album. Because look, he has this is what's so interesting, right? He has let's get into it. The Coming, When Disaster Strikes, Extinction Level Event Part 1. Then there's Anarchy. Then there's Genesis. It Ain't Safe No More. Then the Big Bang. Then there's the Back on My Bullshit or Back on My BS. Then there's Before Extinction Level. Um, then there's Anarchy 2. Then there's Year of the Dragon. Then there is, you saw me, Catastrophe. I can't pronounce that. Catastrophe. I can't even say, but you know what I mean. Like fuck. So obviously, he has a theme going on. All right, and what's the Drink Champs interview to really understand? I can't really break it down into pieces other than the fact that he's feeding you information and knowledge that you need to hear. Do you see what I'm saying? So and I think that's very smart how he's done that. Um, but anyway, there's basically 22 songs, which are ELE2, the intro featuring Chris Rock, Rakim, and Pete Rock. Rakim and Pete Rock. This is hip hop. Then there's the song The Purge. Then Strap Yourself Down. Then Caesar featuring MOP. Then there's Outer Mind featuring Biv DeVoe. Then there's Eddie 2, The Wrath of God with Minister Louis Farrakhan. Then there's Slow Flow featuring ODB, aka Old Dirty Bastard. From Wu Tang, may his legacy continue. Then there's Don't Go featuring Q-Tip. What is a Busta Rhymes album without Q-Tip? There's no album there's no, Q-Tip needs to be celebrated. That guy is a fucking G. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. He's a fucking G. Anyway, then there's the song Boom. Then there is True Indeed. Then there's Mustafa Fuad Muhammad featuring Rick Ross, which I found very interesting. And when I don't know how to pronounce this. YUUU featuring Anderson Peak. Then there's Oh No. Then there's The Don and the Boss featuring the Vibes Cartel. Come on. Then there's Best I Can featuring Rhapsody. Then there's Where I Belong featuring Mariah Carey. Then there's Deep Thought. Then there is The Young God Speaks. Then there is Look Over Your Soul featuring Kendrick Lamar. And then there is You'll Never Find Another Me featuring Mary J. Blige. And then there's Freedom featuring Nikki Grayle. And then there's Satanic. Alright, so because when I first saw the video, I heard the song, The Don and the Boss. I thought it was gonna be for see, it is for Busta Rhymes' album clearly, but I initially thought it was gonna be for Vaz Cartel's album because his album is called something similar. So that I found, oh no, his album's called The Don and Divas or something like that. So I found that interesting how this is on the album on Busta Rhymes' album. So that's a good look. Obviously, I like the features. like I said, Q-Tip. But then the song with Mariah Carey, that song slaps. It fucking slaps. You know when you have to just, you know, whisper. The song fucking slaps. Then there's obviously the song with Rhapsody. I'm disappointed at the same time because I would have loved to have heard, you know, like the whole of Flip Mode on one song at least. Yeah, I would have loved to hear the whole of Flip Mode on at least one song. But sometimes you can't get your whole crew on the album together, and that's fine because it is your own body of work, and you have worked with them before in the past, so there should be no problem in it. So here's what it is. I don't even know what to say in regards to Busta Rhymes, man. The guy is a legend. I didn't realize up until watching that interview how deep the guy is in terms of his thoughts. And let's speak on that for a second because he mentions, because obviously I take one song it's in context, out of context, it is what it is. But like he mentions the song, no, he mentions about the 5% nations of God on earth. And yeah, I've heard of him before, but I didn't realize how deep rooted he is within that regime. And I'll call it a regime because that's the best way I can explain it. So big up Clarence 13X for creating you know, the 5% nation of gods on earth. And yeah, so I feel you know the science he's been spitting, the maths he's been spitting, it just makes like now everything makes sense. Basically, it basically makes sense. All right, but I do think sometimes as much as you can get to default, it's about taking action. Yeah, it's about understanding what you can do with your resources from now to take action to prevent certain things from occurring. Now, some things are going to occur naturally anyway, but if you can prevent things, you can prevent things with what you have. Just remember that you can do something. So, for example, if you click the link in the description box below where it says make a donation, you can make a donation of any amount, all right? Because you'll be able to help us rebuild the infrastructure in the African and Caribbean diaspora so we don't go extinct, yeah? So our resources are not put in positions where we're always like being oppressed, yet there are resources. Do you see what I'm saying? But yeah, look, if you click the link in the description box below to make a donation, click on that link to make a donation of any amount. Back to the album, I'm going to give it like a 9 out of 10. Like I said, I would have loved to have heard the rest of the Flip Mode squad on the album. I just wanted to hear some Rah Digga. Obviously, I want to hear the rest of the crew, don't get it twisted, but just to hear some Rah Digga. Just to hear her. Just to hear her. Like, do you not understand? Like, I just want to hear her. But anyway, but I obviously like the features with Mary J. Blige and obviously Kendrick Lamar. I like that he worked with, you know, older. I don't use the word older artists, but the OGs in the game like Rakim and Pete Rock, and he's working with the newer artists such as Anderson .Peak and that. So I think that's an interesting mix. But anyway, you've got. I'm gonna give this a like I said 9 out of 10. The link to the album in the description box below. Go stream that album, and yeah, let me know what your favorite track of the album is. Leave your answer in the comment section below. You got any questions, any topics you'd like for us discussing the videos? Leave that in the comment section below. And I believe my favorite has to be the one with Mariah Carey. It just resonates with. I don't know. I just like that song. I really like that song. I really like that song. I really like that song. I like the one with Rakim and Pete Rock, but then for some reason, the one with Mariah Carey just stands out to me. It just stands out. Anyway, I'm gone.